Hello, YouTube friends. My name is Kat Meffan. I am a yoga, mobility, breathwork, meditation coach, and this is yoga for football players or soccer players, depending where in the world you are. Now, I'm aware of the amount of work it takes to be running up and down that pitch, the mobility, the agility needed to do what you do, whatever level you're playing at, right? So we are going to be opening up through the whole body. So this is going to be all about your flexibility, your breath, your mobility. So we're going to get straight on into it so we don't waste any time. So we're going to get started in a wide leg child's pose. So knees wide to the outside edges of your mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, it doesn't matter. You'll be fine. You're going to walk your hands forwards and allow the head to rest down. So maybe this is your first time practicing with me. As a general rule, we will always ground into a practice just to become aware of the mind, become aware of the body, to become aware of the breath. And today we're really going to lend our focus to that breath, that gentle rise and fall of the chest. So as we start our practice today, we just check in and we just ask, how do I feel? How is the body feeling? How are my joints feeling? Maybe there are some sticky parts. Maybe there are some parts feeling super open. Without judgment, we just travel our mind and our awareness around the body, just checking in and observing. You're going to walk your hands in this position all the way over to the right side, keeping the head releasing down. And as you breathe, you're going to really open up through that left side body. So with every breath, feeling the left side of the ribs expand, feeling some opening here. One more breath like this. And then walking those hands all the way back through center, taking them over to the left. And feeling again that opening, this time through the right side of the body. Keeping those eyes closed for these first few moments of our practice today. Last breath here. And then walking those hands back through center, pushing yourself all the way up to an all fours position. So we're going to take some cat-cow. Let's take an inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round the spine. So I really want you to think about the commitment between breath and movement. That's going to help allow you move into a more meditative state when you move. So these practices, maybe the practices you've done in the past, might be just about the physical, but the way I teach is all about the nervous system as well. So we want to be resetting the nervous system here, almost in a dance between breath and movement. 2 more like this. Last breath in as you lift. And releasing. You might want to shuffle yourself forward slightly if you are on a mat. You're going to take your right leg all the way out behind you, toes tucked under. Push through the hands. As you push through the hands, you'll feel this stretch coming through the right side of the calf muscle. Grounding down into those toes, but also grounding into the hands. Taking another breath here. And then slowly releasing, bending through that right leg, and then we lengthen the left and we push through the hands. Again, finding that stretch through the left side calf. then slowly releasing the left knee down. Just come to sit back on the heels, but when you do so, you're going to tuck under the toes and sit back on the heels. Now, this might feel super intense on the feet, so you could place your hands down just to support yourself. If not, if it feels pretty good and you feel pretty open here in those feet, you're going to sit back onto the heels. And we're going to hold this for a little while. So you can close down your eyes and just place the hands on the lap. So just breathing and feeling into the sole of the foot, the toes. Again, trying to commit to finding that inhale and exhale, that gentle rise and fall with the chest, with the belly. You're going to take 2 more breaths here. If it feels too intense, you just take those fingertips down. We'll slowly release together, hands down, untuck the toes, and just pat the toes on your mat just to release any of that tension. Hands coming a little bit further forwards. We'll tuck under those toes again. Push the bottom up to the sky. So this is a downward facing dog. Your heels don't need to be down on the ground like mine are. What I'd recommend is we bend through the knees a little bit here. You want to be pushing the bottom up towards the sky and lengthening through the spine. So if you've got your heels down, but your spine is rounded, like you can see that I've done here, try to bend the knees, push the bottom back, and get that lengthening all the way through the spine. Taking 2 more breaths here, finding an inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. And breathing out. Starting to walk the hands all the way back towards the feet. You can bend the knees in this forward fold. Take an inhale as you lengthen here. Exhale, fold. Take an inhale as you lengthen again. And exhale, fold. And 1 more like that. Breathing in as you lengthen. And then exhale, fold. So your feet are about hip width apart. You can stay down in a forward fold. Knees can be bent. You can take hold of opposite elbows. And maybe find a little gentle sway, side to side. Head hangs heavy. Taking 2 more breaths here. Releasing those hands. On an inhale, you're going to peel the body all the way up to standing. So bringing your head and your neck up last. Your glutes are going to engage as you arrive at the top, just standing here. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, circle them down as you come into a forward fold. Again, we're going to walk the hands all the way forwards to a plank position. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Inhale, right arm reaches up to the sky. And then we're going to exhale, tuck that elbow in and down. And then inhale, reach it up again. You can even take it all the way to the back if that feels good. And then exhale, in and down. 3 more. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, up. And exhale, plant that right hand down. Dropping the back knee down now, allowing ourselves to go a little bit deeper here into lizard. So if you need to stack anything under your knee, you absolutely can. But I'm going to assume because you're a footballer, you've got pretty strong knees here. So just dropping those hips down and allowing that right hip to open up. Doesn't matter, again, how far you get to. And I want you to invite a bit of movement into the hips here. Closing down the eyes. Having a little wiggle, maybe finding some hip circles. I'm going to take another 3 to 5 breaths here. If you're pretty open and pretty deep in this position, you can absolutely come down to your elbows. Try not to push anything, try to force anything. You just want to keep it pretty gentle here today. And then from here, we're going to lift up that back leg. If you've got something that you can place your hand on, make it maybe like a block or a bolster, then you could place your left hand on your block, just so your chest's a bit more upright, and then draw the back foot in. This is going to give you the most delicious hip flexor and quad stretch. So you can just hold here. And it does help to have something underneath that left hand just to lift you up, especially if you're not super, super low in this lunge. And take another 2 breaths. And slowly releasing that left leg. You can roll away whatever you had underneath you. And then you're going to lift up the back knee, step yourself all the way back to that plank position, wave the body back to a downward facing dog, and then walk your hands all the way back to the feet, taking an inhale as you peel the body all the way up to standing. Just inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, we fold forwards. Starting to walk the hands all the way out to that plank position, and then stepping the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Now from here, again, we're going to open up that left arm to the sky, breathing in. And we're going to exhale, bring the elbow down and underneath. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, over and under. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Dropping that left hand down now, lowering through that back leg, and we'll just release into that lizard position. So again, let's add in a little bit of movement to begin with first. So that can be a swish of the hips. It can be really gentle, just rocking and swaying here. And then dropping into stillness here. Same as before, if you're pretty open here and you want to bring your forearms down, you absolutely can. Two more breaths. And then pushing up onto the hands. Remember, you can place something underneath this right hand as we draw the back leg in. Take hold of that back foot with the left hand. So you're opening that left shoulder all the way up to the sky. One more breath here. And gently releasing, left hand comes down. Release the back foot, lift up that back leg and step it all the way back to plank position. Now you're going to drop your knees down and come all the way down onto the belly. You're going to take your right arm out into cactus. So this here, this position is our cactus position. So you're going to bring that right arm out to cactus. You're going to take your left hand underneath your left shoulder and you're going to push yourself. You're going to roll over onto that right shoulder, so to the right side of the body. Your left hand stays down to the mat to support you. Now you could stay here. This might feel absolutely enough for you. Or you may want to step that left foot behind the right leg, and with the left knee, allowing it to drift open a little bit is going to intensify that stretch into the right side shoulder. I'm going to hold here for another 3 nice long breaths. slowly releasing, rolling back down onto your belly, and then we switch sides. So the left elbow comes out into that cactus position, right hand underneath the right shoulder. We roll onto the left shoulder, and you'll notice one side's going to be tighter than the other. That's okay. So we just go bit by bit and see how it feels. You don't have to add this upper leg on. You can just keep the legs stacked and the head's just resting down to the earth. Take another big breath in here. And then one more. And then rolling down back onto your belly. And just place the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck under the toes. Push yourself all the way back. Again to a child's pose, but, well, actually not a child's pose. We're going to come into Anahatasana. So this is melting heart pose. So we're just going to get a little bit into this. So your bottom is going to be reaching up to the sky as your hands reach forwards. As you inhale, you're going to draw your ribs in and lengthen the spine. And then you're going to exhale, release the chest down. You're going to inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, release. So this one breath, one action is more about this kind of nervous system reset, this soothing motion. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Again, inhaling as you lift. And exhale, release. You're going to bring yourself all the way to a high kneeling position. And take your right leg all the way out. Toes facing forwards if you can. They can be a little bit on the diagonal, actually. It doesn't matter too much. So from here, if you've got a yoga block or something similar or a bolster, you may want to have that with you. You're going to take your right hand down your right leg and take a side bend. And maybe you're already going to be feeling this into the inside of your right groin. So that will be good. If you're already feeling it, then you can just hang on here. So from that side stretch now, you're going to peel yourself all the way back down and walk the hands forwards. So same thing with this melting heart, this extended puppy pose like we just did, but this time we've got the right leg out. I'm going to take an inhale again as we lengthen, and then exhale. Holding here. And walking the hands all the way back in. You're going to bring that right leg in, and then you're going to take it out to the left. So the left leg is now out. We're going to slide the left hand down the left leg for a little side stretch, opening through the right side body. Maybe again, like I said, feeling that extra intensity into the groin. And then reaching all the way forwards, walking the hands forwards. Bottom lifting up to the sky. And then we'll lift up from here, bring both knees back down. You're going to bring yourself into a downward facing dog again. So strong through those shoulders, making that triangle shape with the body. You're going to sweep your right leg up to the sky, and you can open the right hip here and bend the knee. We're going to take 5 circles with that right knee going in each direction. So 10 circles all together. Little bit of mobility work here. 5 going the other way. And then with this right knee, you're going to bring this right knee all the way in for pigeon. So right knee comes to the right wrist. You may want to sit up on something. So you could sit up on a block here, or a cushion, or a rolled up blanket. And your right leg doesn't have to be in this 90-degree angle. It can be on a bit more of a diagonal. So trying where we can to find as much of a squareness through the hips. And we're going to hold on in this stretch for a little while. So we're going to try and really release ourselves here. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold down over that right leg. And just see where you get to. Notice as well, in the hips, we store a lot of emotion. Some of you may already know that. So it's quite normal that when we move deeply into the hips and when we open through the hips, when we unlock physically, we're also unlocking energetically and emotionally as well. So just being mindful that if you start to want to resist it, if you want to start to avoid it, just really breathe in, close the eyes, and really allow yourself to just honor that resistance, but know that the only way out is through. You could also take a little twist here if you want to take the left arm underneath the right. You could twist into your pigeon. So wherever you want to be. You can take another 4 breaths here. Like I said, really just leaning in, finding that connection with your breath. And then gently, after your next breath, just starting to push yourself back up onto your hands. You can tuck under the back toe, lift that back knee and push yourself all the way back to that downward facing dog. Now your right and left side are probably feeling very different right now. So we're going to sweep that left leg up to the sky in the 3-leg dog and take 5 of those hip circles going in each direction. And going the other way. And then bringing that left knee to the left elbow, to the left wrist. And then figuring out where you want to be. Like I said, you can be sat up on a block here. It's a really good option if you're feeling like you're a little bit tighter here and you just need to get that little bit of lift. It was really, really beneficial and really helpful to have some props. So when you're ready, you'll slowly melt forwards into that fold. Again, you can take that threaded, twisted version by taking the right arm underneath the left and allowing to rest down here, or you can just stay on your hands or on your elbows. I do recommend closing the eyes. Another 5 breaths here. And when you're ready, gently lifting all the way up. Rather than going back to the downward facing dog, this time you're going to roll onto the outside edge of that left leg and bring yourself into a straddle position. So you may want to grab a block or something to sit on, just to lift your hips here. if it feels really good to be here, then you absolutely can be. It might be that the legs are a bit bent, that's okay, but we are going to be leaning into a forward fold. Doesn't matter how far you get, it may be that here is good. We're going to be feeling it in the groin and potentially in the hamstrings as well, all dependent on where you're at with your mobility. So taking a breath, and we'll just lengthen through the chest and then exhale. So wherever you get to, it can be on your hands, you can be on your elbows. Some of you might be super flexible here, so you might want to bring yourself all the way down to the ground. So just finding where works for you. And again, closing the eyes. It's like this beautiful place of pleasure and pain. If you've been enjoying this, please do obviously share this video with your teammates. Don't keep the flexibility love all to yourself, because I'm sure all of the people that you play football with could enjoy this as well. And then slowly, you're going to lift yourself all the way up. You might just want to shuffle through those knees. Just give them a little bit of love. And then you're going to bring the feet all the way in and the knees out. Again, if you feel like your knees are all the way up here, then sit yourself up on something. It will just give you a little bit more space. And you can also, if you don't have any yoga blocks, but you're enjoying this and you think that you might come back to doing these kind of practices, then I recommend getting some cork blocks, a little bit of a different shape to these ones, the ones that you might be able to see back there in the corner. So from here, let's just take a breath in. We're going to take a twist here. Now, if this doesn't feel so good, then you can just cross your legs. Crossing your legs here is also a really good option. So this is Baddha Konasana, or you can go into Sukhasana, which is the cross-leg position. You're going to hold your feet or your knee or wherever you've decided to go with your left hand. You're going to inhale right arm all the way up to the sky, and then exhale and find a twist. Inhaling, finding some length, and then exhaling, twisting. One more breath here. And then coming all the way back to center. Taking it to the other side, inhaling, left arm reaches all the way up. And then exhale it over the top, gazing behind you. And then the final breath here. And exhaling, slowly release. You're gonna bring your hands to the knees and then just hug the knees in. Give yourself a little bit of a cuddle. And then just come to find seated. This is the most important part, so don't skip this part. So just find a comfortable seated position. You could sit on a bolster or a block or anything. You're just going to place your hands down onto your knees, and we're just going to find a connection to our breath. So again, like I said, yoga, yes, about flexibility and mobility, but so much of what we need, especially for you footballers, when you're showing up on the pitch and there's like that adrenaline that comes with it, is being able to soothe the nervous system. So being able to really connect with your breath and being in that winner's mindset. So just closing down the eyes, and we're going to take really gently, we're going to take inhales for 5 and exhales for 5, in through the nose and out through the nose. So you just close your eyes and I'm going to count you through. So we're going to breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just soften that connection to the breath control. Let your natural breath just do its thing. And we'll just take a releasing breath here all together to close the class. Inhale through the nose one more time. And sigh it out. Thank you so much for practicing with me. If you want a part 2, please do drop a comment, like, subscribe. It's my first yoga for footballers video, and there is so much more that we can talk about. There are so many other parts of the yogic practice that could be incredible for you. So do go check out my page, have a look at the other practices, even the full body stretches, the strength classes, all of those classes could be really, really beneficial to your journey. And again, like I said, please share this if you found it useful. And like I said, drop a comment. So thank you so much. And I hope that you like, subscribe and share. And I look forward to seeing you on the mat again very soon. Bye-bye.